In cases that have resulted in a sole survivor, many of them have been either a natural disaster, mechanical failure, or just human error. However, there are a select few that were the result of a heartless and motiveless murder of a family. This is one such example. It was late September 2005. Robin Doan was living a happy, peaceful life with her mother Michelle, stepfather Brian, and older brother Zach. Their home was a small isolated farm on the outskirts of Pampa, Texas. There was a great deal of anticipation and joy within the family at this time, as Michelle was 6 months pregnant with her husband's first child. 10-year-old Robin in particular was very excited at the prospect of becoming a big sister. Unfortunately, an opportunistic and twisted killer decided to destroy that wonderful future. Levi King was a 23-year-old tearaway from Missouri. Already on the run for killing an elderly man and his daughter-in-law in the town of Pineville, Levi crossed state lines into Texas and pulled up to Robin's home. Armed with an AK-47, Levi broke into the farmhouse through the locked kitchen door and made his way to the parents' bedroom. Levi took aim at Brian and shot him 3 times, causing his wife Michelle to scream. Levi then turned the gun on her and shot her 6 times, killing not only her, but her unborn child. The gunshots woke Robin up from her sleep, causing her to get out of bed and creep toward her door to investigate. Upon hearing footsteps, Robin immediately dashed back to her bed and pulled her blanket over her head. Levi entered the room and immediately saw someone in the bed beneath the covers. He then proceeded to fire 2 bullets at Robin. Levi then exited the room and made his way down the hallway to older brother Zach's room and shot him 3 times while he lay in his bed. After rummaging around in the kitchen for some food, Levi then proceeded out the house and casually drove away, fully believing he had just murdered 4 people. Little did he know, one person was still alive. Despite being shot at twice, and at point-blank range, Robin Doan survived. In fact, aside from small grazes to her arm and her leg, Robin was completely unharmed. She managed to fool Levi into thinking she was dead by remaining perfectly still. She remained in her bed for roughly 2.5 hours, long after Levi left the property, until Robin finally mustered up the courage to leave her room and phone the police. It would be at this point where I would play the 911 call she made, but before I do that, please note that it is incredibly unsettling and upsetting.
Sheriff's Office, 911.
Ma'am, there was a shootout in my house. I don't know who's alive in my house, and I'm scared.
Where are you at?
7142 Highway 70. It's about 13.3 miles out from the bowling alley.
What's your name?
Robin Doan, my parents, Michelle Conrad and Brian Conrad. I'm scared after this and I don't know what
Robin
to do.
Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
Brian Conrad.
My mom is alive.
Okay, I'll stay on with you. I've got the ambulance and the fire department to come too, okay?
Thank you so much.
They're coming. Stay there. You don't see any other vehicles or strange people around your home or anything?
No, ma'am.
You didn't see a car drive off of any kind?
No, ma'am.
You just heard the shots fired?
And I saw the lights on in the kitchen, so I'm assuming they stole some stuff.
Okay.
I can't believe it.
Okay.
And all I want right now is my blanket and my pillow. I'm scared.
I know you are.
I'm scared.
I know. Just stay right there. Okay, you there?
I hear more sirens.
Yes, they're coming. I've got the ambulance and the fire coming for you. Okay?
I want my mom.
I know you do. I know. You there?
Yeah, I see another police car.
Okay, that's Dennis, that's Deputy Elliot that's going to be there with you, okay?
Okay.
Despite the situation, Robin managed to remain composed enough to relay the information to the dispatcher. The bravery of this poor girl cannot be overstated. Police eventually reached the farmhouse and secured Robin. Meanwhile, Levi tried fleeing to Mexico, but took a wrong turn and found himself in front of Border Patrol going back into the US. It was at this point that Levi knew the jig was up. Not only was he in possession of several illegal firearms, but, as mentioned earlier, he was already on the run for 2 earlier murders in Missouri and had stolen their truck. The very same truck he was in. Levi made no attempt to escape and confessed to having the firearms. One thing led to another, and he was subsequently arrested in connection with the Missouri murders and transferred back to the state. 2 weeks later, while in custody, Levi spoke to a deputy he had known for some time and confessed to the killings in Pampa, Texas. Out of 5 people, which includes an unborn child, Robin was the only survivor of the shooting. It would be September 2009 when Levi would go to trial for the murder of Robin's family. Robin, who by now was well into her teens, took the stand and testified against Levi, which resulted in him being sent to prison. With his fate sealed, having already been sentenced for the 2 murders in Missouri, Levi narrowly escaped the death penalty and was instead sentenced to 3 life sentences in a Missouri prison. With absolutely no prospect of release, Levi knows he will die in prison. As for Robin, she recalls that she went through several months of therapy which didn't go well, insisting on bottling things up and not wanting to talk about the events. She also stated she had difficulty sleeping at night. However, things generally began to improve after Levi's trial. Despite losing her family, Robin had a supportive network around her. She moved in with her biological father, then later on moved in with her aunt to finish off her high school education, where she excelled in many activities including cheerleading and basketball. She went on to attend university with the purpose of becoming a pediatric nurse. The officer who first attended the scene, Texas State Trooper Chad Brooks, has since become one of Robin's closest friends. She has been more open with talking about her experiences, even taking part in some documentaries, but for the most part, she has tried to live a less public life in Texas.